hive of activity. First one is Inter versus Verona. Inter at -255. No, thank you. But Inter to win by 2 at +105 may well be value, but Verona at +750. I'm not so sure. The draw's massive at 400, so maybe we're looking at the goals here, Mina. And the line is under or over 3 goals at -105 for the over.
This is going to be an interesting one because there's a lot of psychological merriment that Inter would have gotten after beating Juventus. There's been so much chat about how much this has done for their mental fortitude to win the Derby d'Italia, because obviously Inter had a very poor 2022. They've dropped so many points against opponents that you wouldn't never imagine, the likes of Torino and Fiorentina, but and they lost to Sassuolo. So on that front, they're looking pretty good right now. They feel confident again. But my fear is, of course, that they are going to be without Lautaro Martinez, who is their main striker. And so I don't know whether that's going to do anything from them, because they already have such trouble converting their chances. And the reason why they won against Juventus was, of course, that penalty, dodgy as it may be, we don't know. Or maybe it was a fair one, but either way, it was a penalty. So I'm not entirely sure. I think of Sassuolo. Raspadori's been linked with Juventus. I don't know if that's going to have any bearing on his psychology at the moment. Is he going to want to prove himself? Are these thoughts going to be distracting for him? But meanwhile, I think that as we talk about Hellas Verona, we can also mention that this is a team that really go for it. Actually, there's a part of me that thinks they're going to get the 2 goals and Inter will get 1.
What you think, Verona are value at +750? I thought that everything you need to know about this game is Verona are a -145 to score a goal. So is it not both teams to score an over? Is it not over 3 at -105 is a free hit?
I'm going for 3. I do think it's 3 goals. And for me, the only question marks, Hellas Verona have had so many problems with absences, but what they do have this time around is a full squad, which is great for them. We know that they are man for man. We know that they're physically robust. We know that they can take Inter on. And my feeling is that no matter how much psychological value they've taken out of Juventus, Inter will come unstruck against a side that is so physically perfect. But it is about taking Brozovic out of the game. I don't know why. For me, I have a strong feeling about Verona, but there's another reason, is that away from home, they're just not the team that you expect them to be when they are at home. They seem to score so many more goals when it's in front of their own fans, but away from home at San Siro, is the pressure going to be taken, and is it going to be difficult for them?
Yeah, I like Ivan's look, Matty, because he's going for over 9.5 corners. Inter could do that in the first 35, 40 minutes. But how do you see this game with your numbers?
You know what? I'm actually debating adding Verona +1.5 right now, actually, as a play. They've covered it in 13 straight games overall. Inter hasn't covered this. They've actually covered it twice in their last 13 home games. I don't really see Inter going out there and threatening to score 3 goals in this game. I really don't think they get 3 goals. I think maybe they get 2 in this game, but I could also see Verona scoring 2. I definitely see Verona scoring at least 1 in this game. Even Inter's giving up 1.16 expected goals against per game at home, but that number has gone up the last 10 games at home. They're not playing the same they were earlier in the season. I really do think Verona gets a goal, but that total at over under 3 doesn't really interest me at all, because I think one of these teams probably scores twice and the other one scores once. So I think the only value is on
score.
So
let me just
So
add
you like my pick?
I think both teams score over 2.5 is really the only way to play the total in this game.
And it's +120. I mean, Jonathan Nelson's even gone in there. That's not always a good thing, but he has sort of turned it around from mid-season. You know, at Christmas he was a complete Jonah, but now he is starting to pick up a few winners because he's on the same page as us. Both teams to score an over looks like the way to go, and it's +120. Look, I mean, listen, I could see Inter winning 4-1. I just see both teams scoring an over, so don't complicate it. Let's have a little look at the official picks of game number 1 of 6. It's both teams scoring over. 2.5 goals at +120.